class 9. So we have started with chapter 4. We have completed chapter 4a. So today we will start with chapter 4b. So first of all, what is atmospheric pressure? This chapter deals with atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? Obviously, the pressure exerted by the atmosphere, because atmosphere, obviously, it has got 7 layers. We have got 7 layers of atmosphere. We know that, right? In geography, we have learned this. So that means the layers of atmosphere will exert some thrust on the surface of the earth, isn't it? The thrust due to the weight. So the thrust exerted, that is a thrust exerted per unit surface area by the atmosphere is the pressure exerted by the atmosphere on the earth's surface, right? So the thrust of the atmosphere exerted per unit surface area of the earth's surface is the atmospheric pressure. Okay. Now, I hope you know in class 8 we have done how we measure atmospheric pressure with the help of a barometer. Okay. So, now next, before we move on to the common consequences of the atmospheric pressure, I want to do first the variation of the atmospheric pressure. How this atmospheric pressure varies with as we go high above from the earth's surface. Let's see. Now this atmospheric pressure, you have learned in class 8 that as we go high above, as the altitude increases, atmospheric pressure decreases. We know this, right? With the increase in height, with the increase in altitude, atmospheric pressure decreases. Now, what type of decrease it is, whether it's a linear decrease or a non-linear decrease, that we will study in this class. So, atmospheric pressure, now then tell me one thing. The layers, you know about the different layers of atmosphere we have, right? So, the layers of, as you go up, you just imagine these are the layers of atmosphere. These are the layers of atmosphere. Now, as you go up, isn't the number of layers, you just imagine when you are here. You have more number of air layers above you, that means the thrust exerted on the earth's surface due to the number of layers. These are more number of layers when you are here, right? So, there are more number of layers of air above you now. So that means the thrust exerted by the atmosphere is now more. But as you go above, for example, you are here. You have lesser number of air layers above. Say for example, you have only one layer of air above you. So that means the thrust now will be exerted by this layer of the atmosphere. So, due to the decrease in the number of layers as we go up, atmospheric pressure decreases. That's a very simple thing to understand. Again, notice that the density, you just imagine, at this point, that means at the bottom, say this is the earth's surface. This is the earth's surface. Sorry. Now the layers of atmosphere near the earth's surface are much compressed with each other. That means you will notice that the air layers are these air layers are much near to each other. Why is this so? Because of the you have a number of layers above. So obviously these air layers will they are exerting some pressure on the air layers below. So the air layers at this stage, at this area, they are much compressed, isn't it? These are much more near to each other. The air layers are close to each other. As due to the thrust of the upper layers, the air layers here are much compressed. And if they are much compressed, that means the density of the air layers near the Earth's surface is more. As you go up, the density of the air layers will be less, right? So density of the air layers near the layers of air, near atmosphere, near the Earth's surface is more, but as you go up, the density of the layers of atmosphere decreases. But this decrease in the density is not linear. Linear means, that means it's not that as you say this, if this is the height above the Earth's surface, if this is the height above the Earth's surface, if you plot density here, it's not like this. This decrease in density as you go up, it's not linear, but rather it's non-linear. That is why the change in pressure, the change in atmospheric pressure is also not linear. Okay? So see, this is the graph between the height. Suppose you plot height in the x-axis, that means 0, 6, 12 like this. Height increasing in this order, atmospheric pressure in the y-axis. You will find a curve like this. It is found that the curve is like this. That means atmospheric pressure, it decreases with height, that we know, and that is okay. But this decrease is non-linear. See, as the height increases, say you have say 20, then so on, like this. Say the values, you just, these are not the these values, these are for just demonstration, okay? So just you see, as the height increases, okay, so atmospheric pressure, it goes on decreasing. With an increase in height, like this, okay? With the increase in height, as you go high above, atmospheric pressure decreases, and the decrease is non-linear decrease. That is because the density is not decreasing linearly. Linearly means for equal values of, say, at 6 meter. Say for example, 0 to 6, you have moved from 0 to 6 altitude. Say at density changes by, say, 20 to, say, 15. Again, from 6 to 12, it may change from 15 to 13. Notice that the changes are not for equal interval of height. You are not getting equal changes in the density. So basically the graph, it won't be like this. I think previously I have shown this graph. No, this is not the case. This means it's increasing. This graph means it's linearly increasing. Sorry. Okay. So, yes. So that means density, we find that at low altitudes, the density, it is found that it decreases rapidly with altitude, whereas in a higher altitude, the decrease becomes a bit slower. That means lesser amount of decrease is noticed. So that means it's not showing equal changes in equal intervals of height. So basically it's not linear, okay? That is why you will find in your book variation of pressure with altitude, 2 points are given. First, with the number of air layers, it's given that it's linear. But although it's linear, due to the, say, number of air layers as we go up, it decreases. So therefore the atmospheric pressure decreases. But ultimately, due to the density change, since it is not linear, so that's why the pressure decrease with height, that is also not linear. So if you are asked the question, how does the pressure, atmospheric pressure change with height? You can say that with the increase in altitude above the sea level, atmospheric pressure decreases. Question, is the change linear or non-linear? The change is non-linear. If you are asked, you can give this graph also. Okay, non-linear decrease of atmospheric pressure with height. Okay, now let us understand how. Can you just guess that how atmospheric pressure can change with temperature and moisture in air? Let's see. If temperature of air increases, temperature of air is more, that means the air will now try to expand with the more kinetic energy. It's expanding, that means the density is decreasing. Density means how? That means if we say that molecules are densely packed, that means they are very closely packed to each other, right? So that's basically nothing but the mass per unit volume. Now you imagine if temperature increases, density will decrease. Temperature increases, now the gases, say the air tries to expand. That means what? Now are the molecules closely packed to each other? No. So density decreases. And if density decreases, what do we know? Atmospheric pressure decrease. I'm writing AP, okay, in short. Atmospheric pressure will decrease. Again, moisture increases in air. What have we learned? That in geography also I think you have learned moisture is lighter than the dry air. That means density of moisture is less than the density of dry air. So, if more moisture is present in the air, that means more moisture is present in the air, then what will be the condition of density? Density is less, because moisture is less dense than the dry air. Density less means atmospheric pressure is also less. Right? Now, using this has an application in weather forecast with the help of a barometer. You know barometer, you have learned in class 8. What is a barometric height of a barometer? That means the height of the mercury column in the barometer. That will actually represent the pressure. That means by seeing the height of the mercury column, we can determine the atmospheric pressure. So, if suppose we notice that, say, the height of the mercury column in barometer is gradually falling, that means the atmospheric pressure is dropping, right? So, atmospheric pressure is dropping. That means we will understand that the moisture is more in the air. That means if moisture is more, there is a possibility of rain, right? Obviously, moisture more means at certain point of time there will be rain. Now, if we notice that the barometric height suddenly falls to a deep level, that means say it's not gradually falling down, but it falls suddenly. The height jumps, say, from this level to this level. The height of the mercury column in the barometer I am talking about, okay? There is a sudden fall in the height of the mercury column in the barometer. That means we will understand that temperature, there is a atmospheric pressure is, that means tremendously low now. Mercury column has dropped down to a lower level and suddenly there is a sudden drop in the mercury column. That means there has been a low pressure formed. It's a possibility of a cyclone, then it will indicate. You know, these are the things which the meteorologists use to forecast the weather. Okay. Now what if the barometric height gradually increases? Say the height of the mercury column increases gradually. The mercury column, the column of mercury taken in the barometer, gradually it increases. Increases means atmospheric pressure is increasing. Atmospheric pressure increasing means atmospheric pressure increasing. That means moisture decreasing. Is see, moisture more, atmospheric pressure less. That means if I say atmospheric pressure is more, that means moisture is less, temperature is less, right? So that means it's actually indicating a dry weather, right? Moisture less, that's right. Now we find there's a sudden increase in the level of the mercury column. What will it indicate? It's extremely dry weather. Again, if there is no change in the level of mercury, then no change in the weather. The weather is steady now, right? So, these are the things which the meteorologists use to forecast the weather. So, that means using these things, keeping these things in mind, how atmospheric pressure can change with temperature and with moisture. So, that means to understand this, still we have the basic concept, we need to have the basic concept in mind, that atmospheric pressure, how it changes with density, right? So what have we learned then? With density, obviously if density is less, pressure exerted by the air layer will be less. Density is more, pressure exerted by the air layer will be more. Simple. And what about the change in the atmospheric pressure? It's non-linear. It decreases with altitude and the decrease is non-linear. Right? Remember the graph also. Okay. Now you have a small portion, another application, that is altimeter. What is altimeter? Altimeter is nothing but a type of a barometer. Altimeter is nothing but a type of barometer which is used in aircrafts to measure the altitude at which the plane is flying. So basically, with the help of the barometric reading, if pressure is known and if we know the trend, that how pressure decreases with height, so that means we will be able to calculate the respective height at which the barometer is showing this pressure. In this way, in the aircrafts, we can then measure the altitude. That's why it's known as altimeter. Okay. Now next, move on to the consequences. Okay. Now, a few consequences of the fact that pressure decreases with altitude. Say for example, I think in class 8 also you had this example. When you're say traveling in aeroplanes, it's often found that the fountain pens, they leak. Why? Fountain pens, they are meant, the ink inside the fountain pens, they contain some air. That air is actually meant, it's made in such a way that it's balancing the pressure of the atmosphere outside. So the ink inside the fountain pen, the air, it contains some air which obviously gives some pressure, but that pressure is balancing the pressure of the atmosphere outside, which is exerting on the fountain pen. But in high altitudes, plane is flying in high altitude, atmospheric pressure decreases with altitude. So at high altitude, the atmospheric pressure is very less. That means now the fountain pen ink inside the fountain pen, the air which it contains, that will exert more pressure than the atmospheric pressure outside, because it was initially balancing that. It is made in, the fountain pens are made when you are actually, say I am in Kolkata. Okay. So I have brought a fountain pen. So obviously the fountain pen is made in such a way that the pressure inside it is balancing the atmospheric pressure here. If I am flying in high altitudes, now the pressure inside the fountain pen will exceed the atmospheric pressure outside. Ink will try to leak out. Due to the high pressure inside is greater than the atmospheric pressure outside, ink will leak out from the fountain pen. Also, high altitude, sometimes you'll find nose bleeding takes place. Same. In the normal, when you are at sea level, okay, actually our body, it's at normal conditions, our pressure, body pressure, blood pressure, it's actually balancing the pressure of the atmosphere outside. But in high altitudes, the same thing. Atmospheric pressure is less, so the ambient pressure is less, so that means your blood pressure is now more, right? So that's why compared to the atmospheric pressure, so the blood will actually come out through the nose now, right? That in fact, high blood pressure patients also, they suffer from nose bleeding due to this. Pressure, their body pressure is more than the, if suppose you imagine my body pressure is more than the atmospheric pressure. So my body will try to release this pressure, release in the form of giving out this, that's why you find the nose bleeding in some high blood pressure patients. Okay, these are the consequences of the atmospheric pressure change with height. Okay.